folks, and welcome to my channel, Thursday, the 10th of October, 2024. And this is your reading. We're going to be doing not doing, the Golden Tarot by Kat Black. We're also going to be using the Work Your Light Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. So let's get into it. We're getting further and further away from those eclipse energies. Phew. Even though it is all good actually. What we go through and experience is all good. Um, we're coming out of the other side of the group healing for you. So you've had your energy fields cleansed, upgraded, and healed. Those of you that took part in the group healing, just after those gorgeous eclipse energies as well. So Thursday, 10th of October, 2024, for those watching. The Hermit. Shh. Everything's all so quiet. Was it Bjork song? Shh. Was it? Shh. I can't remember. Let me know in the comments. Oh, the High Priestess and the Hermit. We are starting off in a very deep way. Do you know, I'm actually pre-filming this. I pre-film all of these, so they're ready for the next morning, but this is getting filmed on Monday. Um, Coming into this week, it feels like, whoa, this is really profound. So you're probably finding yourself having really thinking really deeply, or everything feels so complex. And so I just want to choose a sandwich between tuna and cheese. But why is it such a big deal? Profound on many levels. And that's not even taking into consideration the big stuff that needs to be thought about this week. It feels as though the energies have been whipped up, but now it's been pulled back into alignment. There's a stillness with that hermit as well. For some of you, look how the high priestess is holding her book. Yeah, can you see that? It's almost like there's something here that she doesn't want to share. Is there a part of you that still feels I need to keep this space for me? I need to keep this. I don't want to not let something go, but there's a sacredness come from this where we live in a world where everything gets put out there. And so you remember when Facebook first came online? Remember it back in the noughties? We were all guilty of this, putting stuff on there that we shouldn't put on there. I mean, people taking pictures of the wounds and people taking pictures of themselves in hospital. It still goes on. It still does go on to this day, actually, to be fair. But the vast majority of people now have realised that Facebook ain't the place. And that's the example that I'm trying to use for this reading, that this is about walking in a sacred way, being in a sacred way, being shown aspects of us that are not sacred as well this week, being shown aspects of us that are far from sacred. And this is going to bring up some triggers, and it's going to be like, this is horrible. Why have I bothered doing all of this work? But this is actually the universe being kind to just show us another level. The universe is being kind. Um, Also, as well, it feels like those of you that want to do something creative, I don't want to put that painting out into the world. I don't want to put that book out into the world. I don't want to put that YouTube channel out into the world. What if I'm laughed at, mocked at? What if no one buys it? Let's see what wants to come through for this one. But it's Page of Wands. What path are you walking? You get to choose what path you walk. He feels quite undecided. When I look at him through the reflection, he feels quite undecided. It's weird sometimes when you read cards, especially when you read them to a screen like I do. Um, the cards can look, I can't explain this. It can look like it can go too. It's weird. I'm seeing it with that. It's almost like the path can go one or two ways. This can go one of two ways. Justice, bringing in the balance. Karmic clearing. We've been talking about karmic clearing on this channel for some time, haven't we? Karmic clearing, the karmic load being cleared. Um, the rebalancing and what's required of us going forward with this rebalancing. What do we take forward? Do you get on that path with the page of wands and go, I can't do it. That's it. I just can't do it. Or do you think, actually, even if I just walk at a slow, steady pace, at least I'm not just stood there. Which way do I go? At least I'm not just blasting off and running. I'm taking my time. So for some of you, there's something that you to just take your time with. You're trying to find the answer to something, and what I'm feeling is the balance and the answer will come at the right time. Something in your life cannot be pushed. And maybe there's some frustration coming up with that. Yes, the Three of Swords, heartbreak. Taking it away from, I mean, it may not be, maybe somebody's watching this, but um, I'm feeling an energy out there of many people separating, divorces coming up, people that got together when they were different people. And it could be one of you's been on an ascension path, the other one's staying where they are. There's a real, there's a real, oh, it's a love reading. Oh, it's a love reading. There's a real part in. Let's have a look what the next card is. The Knight of Swords. He looks a brutal Knight of Swords, doesn't he? Yeah. There's an energy here of some people in these unions have changed and grown, adapted, and some have refused. And it's left the union in a quite a toxic space. And from that, there's a feeling here that there's lots of things that need to be dealt with. And some people may be conflicted because it's like, well, I don't want to have to leave someone because I want to stay high vibe. That actually there's that narrative is out there. I don't want to go through a divorce because that's not high vibe. I don't want to have to do this. Um, the page of coins, having to go back. Yeah, I don't know if this is personal to someone watching. Some of you as well feel as though you're having to do things alone. With the hermit, the page of wands walking that path alone. Um, there's some wound, there's so much with this reading. There's also wounding here in relation to relationships that have ended, failed, deteriorated in the past as well. Take it away from love relationships. There's also issues here with old friendships, old family ships. Family ships? That's a new one. With old family ships. God. Um, Old traumas coming up. This is gonna, I know what's happening here as well, because this is tying into a video that I've been getting nudged to do for quite some time and been putting off. And I think I may film it today and have it to you tomorrow or the weekend. I think I'm gonna, because it's gonna make sense. At the minute, I can't really go into it because I don't want to bring another reading in, if that makes sense. But I think as well here, there is this energy of some things we can take with us, the stories and experiences, mindsets. But there's now this week, this energy that's come up of, oh, that's interesting. It's okay to let this go. It's okay to understand the deeper meaning of it. Remember when Amy Winehouse in our channeling said, Forgiveness is very 3D. I love that. Profound, profound, profound. Maybe maybe Friday's video could be also a catch up from that video as well with yes. It could be. Could work. There's a hair on my mic. Um, what are we gonna take with us? Because with this Three of Swords, look at the heartbreak here. But it's not actually in her or him. It's here, it's above, it's been pulled out. There's something here being pulled out, but it's not pulled out forcefully, but it's not whimsy neither. And it's allowing a fresh perspective. There's something with this Knight of Swords as well with this. Knight of Swords clarifier for this reading. Knight of Swords, Knight of Swords. Ace of Coins, Three of Coins. In order to go forward, if you're feeling, oh, it's tying into this video I need to do. This is an example of why when we try and put things off, Spirit will get their word in. They will find a way to get their word in. I'll tell you part of it. The download I got this morning was, I told you it was three Pentacles. The download I got this morning was there are many things from our past that were deeply, deeply painful. So you could have had a really bad burglary in your time. You could have been really badly attacked. You could have lost somebody to murder. You could have, I don't know, been abused brutally as a child. I'm talking brutal stuff here. Or it could be stuff that maybe wasn't as brutal as like that, but it just went on and on and on, and it was horrible. It was daily. You may have lived next door to someone that was horrific. You may have lived in an abusive. Do you know what I mean? This is really brutal stuff. And what's happening with this ascension is we've been thinking and reacting to that in a certain way. They are evil. They are bad. They are horrible. They are scumbags. They did this. All those old stories. I was the victim. I hope they put them in prison and prison. What's a prison? I would say a prison. I hope they throw I hope they throw them in prison and lock away the key. Let me Google the meaning of a prism because there's a reason for that. Etc. 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 Prism. Prism meaning. A solid geometric figure whose two ends are similar, equal, and parallel rectilinear figures, and whose sides are, well, I'm not saying that, that's a big word. Um, Two ends that are the same. I, I'm gonna have to do the read video. I really am because it makes so much. So those people that did the horrific things, Jimmy Savile, all the things, Hitler, you name it. Think of the people on the global stage, etc., etc., etc. And we label them, we put them in a box. We can't deal with it. That's where they go. Don't speak about them again. It's disgusting. But something new has come into the hod this week, and it's this. We are all one. Now, you hear that word branded about, it's been branded about for years. We're all one. But now we're being asked to walk the talk. So take this into personal stuff first before we start dealing with collective stuff. Personal stuff. Those demons of your life, the people that really freak you out. The real, not just someone that fell out with you. I'm talking about those people that caused pain, maybe caused serious anxiety, depression, maybe ruined your life at some point. That has to be released. Because what I got this morning, the download was if it cannot be released, if you don't feel ready for it, you stay where you are. There's no judgment in this. There's got to be a divine timing for everything as well. If you're getting to a point where you're stuck, there's no change, everything's just plod, 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 eat, sleep, rave, repeat, eat, sleep, rave, repeat. There will be something or someone in your life that needs exploring and releasing. This isn't forgiveness. Remember what Amy said? And I loved that. This isn't, I forgive you. This is about, I know why you came into my life to do that. It could have been past life. It could have been that you were there in a previous incarnation. It could have been something that needed to be shown, a vulnerability. Um, Whatever it was, but this is real deep layer stuff. It's the act of self-mastery. And it feels as though Thursday possibly comes to a also as well, looking at the people around you that you still want to hold on to, where you may be in a relationship that's just not going anywhere because it's a difficult one because this is not a personal read. We are not sat in front of each other. But, friendships, relationships where that need to be released, mindsets that need to be released. So sorry, I know it's going all over the places this reading, but I know it is. I know I'm aware of it. It's like a Diana Gabaldon book, this reading all over the place. I've just done a video on my booktube channel about Gabaldon's out on the series. One book five, and it's all over the place. Um, I'm now doing what she does. Anyway, get back to it. Um, Justice comes in to there's a rebalancing. It's almost like this karma clearing wants to come in, but can't because we're like, no, we're holding on to the old stories. We're holding on to the old pain, the old trauma. Yeah, the five of coins. I'm trapped. Poor me. Why me? Oh, I knew it. I knew it had come out. Four of coins. When four of coin can be about strong and dependable, stoic, right? But it can also be someone that's stuck in their ways. Life's going on around them. Whoa. That's interesting. I know it's not a rope, but I thought for a minute that was a rope. I know it's not. I know it's not a rope. I know it's part of the gown, but they're bound into their pain. Why am I not moving forward? Why am I still stuck? Why? I've done this meditation. I've done a healing session. I've gone for therapy. Doesn't matter. You're still stuck to the old stories. And this is asking us to look at all those people that did those horrific things personally to you, or even think about doing global stuff. The divine in me sees the divine in you. Um, the light in me sees the light in you because even the most darkest person on this planet holds light. And part of what I was shown this morning, which I'll explain to you in the next video, we should be coming tomorrow or Saturday, was there is a big thing now with the angels and the galactics of light that are actually honing in on these people that have done horrific things and trying to pulsate light into them in those situations. And this is going to bring up all kinds of things of all people associated with it, and not some are going to embrace this healing and go for it. And this is what I've been waiting for, this surge of energy, this clarity, this light bulb moment. And some of them are going to go, no, and they'll just stay. And that's fine. Um, for those that are wanting to go forward, I mean, Three of Pentacles is collaboration, it's working together. And that's how you bring about balance, temperance. And that's how you step into your new earth, Garden of Eden energy. Look at these angels pulsating in. Final card for this reading. Ten of Swords. We're not going to leave it here, though. Look at that. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? You get to choose. You can either be here or you can be here. And the energies this week are trying to bring us into this. I think I said this in a reading recently. I give you permission to do this because often when you do this type of work, there is going to be someone around you that is still attached to the old stories and they will get triggered to shit over it. How can you say that about what they did to this family? How dare, and it can be rage, it can be narcissistic rage that comes up, and that can make you feel like you've done something wrong because, God, yeah, they did do what does that make me? Zone them out and let them. They're not ready yet. That's fine. They may be tomorrow. They may be next week. This is for you that's ready. Let them. Yeah, plod on, but not in that type of plodding on. Eight of Pentacles, do your thing, working for it. Because this is how you go from the darkness into the light. And how you bring about balance. This is a big teaching moment. And maybe on some level, these things that we went through were part of the big teacher. They are the teacher. And that's where we get the sun. And that's where we'll end the tarot bit here. And we'll go into the oracle cards. You see, as well, work your light. It's really easy to say, I've been to a cacao ceremony, I've been to this ceremony, I do a wild woman retreat, I've been to do this, and then we can't deal with them, we can't deal with our normal everyday life with love, compassion, without love and compassion and joy. This is about all the stuff that we've been to is now saying, okay, now you need to put it into practice. And what's going to happen with this is the most heart-opening release where you no longer fear them. They're no longer that baddie. And what depending how far you want to go with this, what you may start to realize is that they were actually a victim themselves. Um, I know some of you are intuitive, psychic, or whatever, so you may start to see that actually there was some abuse with them as well, that there was neglect with them, that there was a story, there was a chaos that came into their lives to make them become who they needed to become, if that makes sense. Council of Light, divine orchestration, help us in the subtle realms. This is, you know, Halloween, there was the veils thin and all the ghoulies and ghosties. That's all you see, isn't it? You go into B&M range, you go into what else is there? Wilco's has gone now, isn't it? You know the drill. And it's all you know what I mean? Pumpkins and all that shit. But not only is the veil getting thinner for that kind of crazy shit, but it's also getting thinner for these divine beings to come in. This is what's coming through with this thinning of the veil in October. We get to choose. We can either have a cackle fest and ghoulies and ghosties and horror stories, or we can work with these divine beings that are coming through, that are able to come in now much more closer because the earth is holding a much, it's more anchored in. And you may say, yeah, Claire, but I have just been into Leeds or any other city centre in the world, and there's been a stabbing. So you're telling me there's more light in the world? Yes, I am. Because there is still dark rooms. There is still areas of which the light cannot reach yet. There's always choice. But now we've got to a point where that many people are holding it. People are holding it without even realizing it, that these beings are really starting to come in. And these healing energies are really starting to take place in people's lives. And you know there's going to be like a bereavement here as well of, but what about that old version of me that held that pain? This, what do I do now? Now it's gone. I've got this empty space. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Answer the call. What is your soul asking you to do? Body and soul, mind, body, soul. The mind's conflicted, the body's in angst. The soul's like, let it go, let it go, let it go. Remember, remember. Um, Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So, what do people do where they feel grief for actually having to do this, where it hurts to do it? Because for some people it will, because something has become so part of us that we don't want to let it go. It's a part of our history. It's always going to be your history. Let's have a look at it. It's just how you deal with it's going to be different. In a temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. Your heart has the answers. The inner temple. This work is going to enable you to embody more light, more higher frequency. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seed in the light, laying foundations and divine plan. This was all part of the plan. Do you know when you were going through that trauma, your guides, your helpers, ancestors were all like, give it 5 years and watch what comes up with that. They all knew. They all knew. That's why they were so chill. They all knew that what you were going through back then was going to make sense now, or whenever you're going to watch this video. Ooh, I'm so eager to do the next video now. Maybe I should just go in and do it. Um, yeah, I will put a stick-it note now so I do not forget to film that video because I just feel as though because this is going to go out on Thursday, that video then needs to come in. Um, yes. Don't let anybody's wounding, don't let anyone's pain or refusal of the call, dream thief energy, stop you in your tracks. Don't hate them, don't get into confrontation with them, don't try and make them see, because that just makes people worse. Um, and the other side, what's at the other side of this final card? What is at the other side of this? What's at the other side of this work? What's at the other side of this work? Death. It literally is the death of the old. And I got that card this morning as well, transformation, rebirth. This needs to go. This old version of you, and maybe this is the old version of you that was struggling with the upgrades, struggling with the healing, struggling with the anxiety. They need to go. And this is the death of the old. The Queen of the Wands. It's Queen of the Wands. Queen of Wands, so you can go forward. As she or he comes on grid. Strength, change. Yes. Who would you rather be? They kind of look alike, those two. Yeah, it's a transition. Thank you for watching. Please do like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.